They ask permission to do that. This and this, and here we are connected. Let me check one thing, Sterling, real quickly, as I had a bit of a tech issue recently, and I just want to make sure that it's not lingering. That's still lingering. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Here we go. Hopefully not. Good. Okay, we're good. We're good. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with the Louis B. Free Radio Show, Brain Food from the Heartland. And I am a big fan of a returning guest, Sterling Mire. Sterling, thank you so much for coming back.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Louis. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. I always love talking with you and reading about manifestation and all of your work. I will ask you, for new listeners, a little bit about your background and your path to where you are today.
You know, I love that question because it provokes a lot of ideas in my head, meaning there's a lot of reasons how and why I got on this path. You know, one particular example would be that when I was driving down the street, I remember driving down Santa Monica Boulevard, and I was thinking to myself, you know, I was blessed with this incredible childhood. I mean, most of us come into the world excited to discover what's all around us. We're curious, we're interested, we're enthusiastic, and we're young, and we've got all this robust energy, and, you know, it's awesome. And I was a very enthusiastic child. I was interested. I was full of life. I was so happy. Had the most incredible times in my life. And I was thinking to myself, you know, that's the real me, but I don't feel like that's the real me today. And what if I could return to that person, but I have the knowledge and the freedom as an adult to really do anything and everything that I want. But I'm that person that's not held back by baggage or disappointment or, you know, things like that, that we get held back by, we get incarcerated by. And this was one of the, this is an impetus for writing the book. But also, I had been studying manifesting since I was 13. And I started reading Maxwell Maltz Psycho-Cybernetics that was given to me by my aunt. I read so many books. However, I felt that I wasn't able to accomplish the things that I wanted to, the things that were demonstrated in these books. And I felt very frustrated by that. But I knew that there was truth in these books. I knew that there was truth in all of the things that I read about, spiritual books. I mean, you name it, the list is unexhaustive. So I just, I continued to read, I continued to come across dead ends, and nothing was really working. So that's when I decided to take what I felt was necessary, the things that really mattered, that I picked out of all of this knowledge, and I threw away the fluff and therefore the confusion. And I created the AOM system, Manifestation Mastery in 30 Days. Now, I call it the AOM system because that's an acronym, by the way, for Art of Manifestation, right? But where did the Manifestation Mastery in 30 Days come from? This came from my results, my clients' results. I had a blind test group that I worked with before I even went public. It's a 22-year-old tried and true system that's gotten 100% success rate with my clients. So that's really how it all came together. The Manifestation Mastery in 30 Days was what, like I said, my clients experienced, and I would document their progress every 30 days that we worked together. So that part named itself. And you know, and I'm so proud of this. I'm so proud of my clients. The success has been extraordinary, unbelievable. People have cured themselves from incurable diseases using this
Wow.
system. People have turned every single area of their life around within 30 days so that it was unrecognizable. You know, I had a client one time come to me and he was just on the floor crying. He said his fiance just up and left him, would not give him a reason as to why she was even leaving. He felt distraught, he felt destroyed. Everything really wasn't working in his life. So he was at this kind of a ground zero. What do I do? He came to me. And within 30 days, he was a aspiring musician. And within 30 days, he met a lovely lady and started dating her.
Wow.
And he also became Rihanna, the other Beyonce, Rihanna's house songwriter and musician within that period,
Wow.
within 2 weeks. And he was like staying at the studio and staying in the guest house and working like full time with Rihanna. And then next thing you know, he's at the Grammys and things like that.
Wow.
It was
That's
incredible.
incredible. Yeah.
I mean, he had so many other breakthroughs too. It took us like an hour and a half just for him to tell me all the changes that had happened in those 30 days. It took an hour and a half for me to document all these great changes. And then I said, well, what about like what you came to me about? What about that when you broke up and you had this broken heart and everything? He said, oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's
It seemed
wonderful.
like another life ago, you know,
That's
and it was
wonderful.
just brilliant. So I love my work because I always get to share in these kinds of triumphs, these dramatic results with all my clients. And everybody's got a different life, everybody's got different goals and things like that. But the dramatic results that my clients get is still like on that top, like, woo, 10 level, like I just described.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And that obviously makes you feel very good when you can bring someone from the point where basically a puddle on, I don't mean this disrespect, a puddle on the floor, just brokenhearted, just distraught, to all those successes.
Yeah.
And he kind of forgot why he first came to you, and in a relatively short, and not relatively, in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. Oh, that's right. That's why I can't.
Oh yeah, it reminds me of another client I had. She's an aspiring actress, stand-up comedian. She didn't have really anything going on, and she also had a big breakup. And so after 30 days, she is starting to attract all these amazing people that she called like higher caliber, quote unquote, type of people were gravitating to her. Her relationships with her family was never better. And she started getting all these paid stand-up jobs, pardon me. And she also got a Target campaign commercial. And I mean, the list goes on. And we again like took an hour and a half to talk about it. And I kid you not, at the end, I said, is there anything else that you'd like to add? And she said, no. I said, are you sure? And she goes, yeah. And I said, what about the Target commercial? That's a pretty big breakthrough. And she was,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's a huge breakthrough, right?
Yeah, because she wasn't working or anything. So it was really incredible. I'm like, how do you forget something that big? But because there were so many wonderful things going on, it's like, yeah, it's hard to keep track.
That again obviously feels really good for you to be able
Oh,
to
yeah.
guide
Oh,
someone from.
I'm an empath, so I can't help but feel just as joyful and excited as I do, as they do.
So is that where do you think that empathetic part of you? I know this is I think of questions like this, and if somebody asked me something like this, it'd be like, I don't have a clue, or I could point to some things, difficulties in childhood that pushed me maybe in another, I don't know. But for
Yeah.
you, Sterling Mire, where do you think that level of empathy? It's one thing, you can make yourself very successful, but to have the joy in helping others have success, I'm not just talking about monetary, just in life. Where do you think that comes from in Sterling Mire?
I really thought about this just recently, really reflected on it.
Hmm.
I've always been a sensitive, intuitive type of person, and really perceptive, and I can pick up on a lot of things. Uh, but empathy, I think, is something that really develops through going through challenges, serious challenges.
That's what I,
And
yeah.
I've been through so many challenges that empathy is right there, because I know experientially, I know from experience what it's like, the ups and the downs. I know what it's like. So I can directly connect and relate and sympathize and also help because of that experience. One of the things that I mention in my dedication portion in my
The AOM
book,
system.
the
Yeah.
AOM System, Manifestation Mastery in 30 Days, is that I dedicated the book to those who gave me the hardest times in life, who provided me with the biggest challenges, those heartbreaking moments with people, the trespassers, so I call them. And I dedicate my book to them because I really owe everything to them. I know it sounds ironic.
It, not to me. And go ahead, finish. And I'll share something with you.
Well, because you would think you would give this acknowledgement to the ones that always stood by you, and the ones that never disappointed you, and the ones that were always by your side. And I'm not discounting them, but they have their place too. Where did my breakthroughs come from? They came from my challenges. Challenges often come with relationships, with people. And those that really stood by me, I call them my foundation. They're the place that I stood, where I sourced myself and remembered their kindness and their love in order to face the challenges and transform them.
Sterling Mire, a couple of quick comments, and that's very beautifully stated, because first of all, a number of years back, I would say empathetic people want to know us, but they don't want to be us. As I thought about that over a period of time, I thought I wouldn't want to be devoid. I wouldn't want to lack empathy. Maybe not tear up so easily, and yet I wouldn't want to lack in that. But when you say that, and I thought this is way before my radio days, and I've talked about this with my audience numerous times. I was molested as a child by a number of people, but one in particular was an Orthodox priest. And that's a whole other story, because not Orthodox, but how he got his hands on me. It's so. And I said once when I was on a panel, there was a number of psychologists, psychiatrists, social workers, and I said, if I ever had to give a speech, this is why what you said touches me so much. If I ever had to give a speech, and I don't mean this egocentrically, I want to thank this person. And I don't mean like a Hollywood speech, but just if I would have to say, and I'm going to say his name, I have to thank Father Philip Kufis, because and people were like, again, oh, that's the guy that molested you over and over. I said, yeah, it's what you do with it after. Some people will want to carry that. I am judging them, I guess, carry that misery forward and reopen the wounds over and over. They'll say, oh, you're a survivor. No, I'm a thriver. I survived. I was abused as a child. I'm not being abused now, unless I self-abuse. But I get exactly what you're saying, because those were the challenges that you needed to overcome. And I don't know what kind of person I would be. I mean, believe me, I would have rather not experienced it, certainly. But I'm an old guy now. It was a long time ago. And I understand, Sterling Mire, when you say that, precisely. That really touched me when you said that, because I get that.
Right.
I get
You
that.
will
Sorry for going
become,
on and on.
you become either a better person or a bitter person
Yeah.
when it comes to life's challenges.
Yeah.
And I honestly can say that if I saw any of these people that had contributed to this shattered heart, if you will, I have nothing but unconditional love for them. I would love them with all my being if they were right in front of me. And I do, and they're not right in front of me, but I do. Unconditional love, total acceptance. These are human beings. Human beings are, here to learn lessons. That's why they're flawed. We're here to learn and grow. And there would be no experiences in life to have if we didn't have these challenges, these polarities, these breakdowns. Where do we get a breakthrough from? Everybody loves a breakthrough. Wow, it's a celebration. But you can't have a breakthrough without a breakdown. That's where the seeds of a potential
I love
breakthrough
that. Yeah.
lies.
Counter breakthrough.
Breakthroughs don't come from breakthroughs.
Yeah. By the way, I have to say, I don't think if this individual is in front of me that I could be unconditionally loving. I would certainly like to ask some questions peacefully, obviously, but you're quite a step beyond me with that. I just don't know. I don't know that I could love them unconditionally. I can accept what was and what is. And I'm not sure on that story. Maybe you can help me with that someday.
I got unconditional loving and living from doing the AOM system. Having done that for, as long as I have, it's through that work that's where I arrived to. It wasn't even an intention. It was just where I showed up from doing this work. The understanding about how things get created, the understanding that we create our world, our belief system, everything gets created, I think, between the ages of 3 and approximately 17, in what is called these formative years. Everything gets created, right? So if that's so, people's behaviors get created then. So they're going to go into the world with the same behaviors, the same behavioral pattern. They could be a predator. They could be, being controlling, being insecure, being revengeful, being, all these inauthentic ways of being unconsciously repeating patterns, whatever, right? So they go into the world doing this, and then you show up and you have nothing to do with their behavior that was formed before they ever knew you. So therefore, it's not personal the way people behave.
That's interesting. Again, I am blown away by you. Sterling Mire is my guest. The AOM System, Manifestation Mastery in 30 days. And of course, we've got links up, or you can go directly to getyourlifenow.com. I don't know, do we still have to say all one word, or that's kind of passe? Get Your Life Now. How could it not be one word and be a website? Getyourlifenow.com. I don't know. These are challenges in my brain. I start to think, I still have to say that. I want to ask you, Sterling, you said since you were 13, what was it at that age that you were looking so deeply? I mean, I was going to say, I'm sure that is very unusual for a 13-year-old to be looking that deeply.
Yeah. Well, when I was really young, very young, 5 years old, 6 years old, I knew that I wanted to do something really extraordinary in life. I have so much to give. I wanted to live an extraordinary life. This I was clear about at a young age. That was my intention. That was my purpose that I was aware of at that time. So I thought to myself, if I want to live an extraordinary life and really take a big bite out of life and experience everything and, fully be here alive, do it all, whatever, whatever that may look like, but that kind of energy. I thought I've got to understand how to create. I've got to understand how to create outcomes. I was noticing around 13 that there was no logic to life. I was noticing that when I say no logic, I mean, there's a person doing this, but there's a person that's not doing that. They're not particularly smart, maybe. They're not particularly attractive or talented or this or that, but they're doing it. This person's really smart. This one's attractive or great personality, talented. They're not doing. Why? Why is this? It doesn't seem to equate. There's no logic behind it. And I thought there's got to be a reason why people's lives look the way they do. There's got to be a reason. So that's what put me on that path to learn more about how things come into being in life. There's got to be that reason. When I found out that it's from our origins, I mean, we created, we designed our lives. And so it's completely up to us. But I think it's also very, very helpful to address those formative years, which I do in part 1 in the AOM system, address those formative years where we created these belief systems that are faulty and hold us back. They're inauthentic and they hold us back from living the life we truly desire. So I call it breaking down those blocks, those hindrances.
But I'm sorry, go ahead.
So I was just saying that breaking down those blocks is going to put us in a place where we actually have the freedom, the ability, all the things that we're missing will be returned to us so that we're actually capable, able to produce the results that we want. We have a belief system that serves you, great, but you have a belief about something that doesn't serve you, it's only going to incarcerate you, it's only going to hold you back, and it's going to be disable you from being able to create what it is that you want. So we've got to break down those blocks and remove them. So now you're that child again. Now you're 5 years old again, and you don't have any baggage and you don't have anything holding you back, and you get to start to rewrite your life. You have the power to do that.
That's beautiful, Sterling Mire. I still am just so impacted that you at that young age. I mean, that's got to be very unusual, when you're 5, 6 years old, to have the thoughts about wanting to get a big bite out of life.
I didn't think there was anything.
No, I don't mean it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
No, I mean, I'm saying at the time, I thought everybody just thought like this. I mean, I remember riding my bike and I got what you resist persists. How did I get what you resist will persist? Like, I got what that meant when I was about 6 or 7 riding my bike. And here's how I got it. I'm riding my bike. On the side of the sidewalk, there was this groove, that you make with a weed whacker or something, whatever instrument, make this groove between the lawn and the sidewalk, or at least that's what was there for me. And I noticed that the more that I focused on what I didn't want, which was don't get into that groove, you will fall. So I was concentrating on not getting into this groove. so I don't fall. But the more I concentrated and tried to resist it, the more I gravitated to it and I fell. So then I thought, well, let me try this. What if I let that groove go and I just simply focus on what it is that I want, which is to move forward onto this sidewalk, riding my bike in a straight line. What if I just focus on that, what I want? And when I did, everything changed and it was a perfect ride. Those were no longer threats. There were no longer issues and they disappeared.
Wow. I mean, that's again, at that age, that just blows me away.
It's the curiosity. It's the drive to experiment. It's an experimentation. It's that really. It's like, well, what would happen if I do this? Well, what would happen if I do that? Let me try this. Let me try that. And notice what you discover. And that's just something that's always been there for me, that curiosity.
I think, again, that's incredible. I mean, I had certainly had curiosity and tried things that I shouldn't have, and I shouldn't have been so curious about, I guess, at a young age. You went in an amazing direction.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was really awesome. I remember moments of discovering things like that, of course, that then gave me a level of awareness. It was just through that curiosity. When when we're coming from a place of authenticity, we can't lose in life. We will always be happy. We will always be successful. And what I mean by authenticity is choosing who you're going to be. And if you're choosing who you're going to be, and it's rooted, sourced by love, that is which is authentic. That is authenticity. For instance, I choose to be happy, motivated, inspired, creative, calm, peaceful, excited, enthusiastic, accepting, forgiving. These are all ways of being that's rooted in love. They're different expressions. If you're being like peaceful and calm and zen, it's going to be very different than enthusiastic and excited and dancing around the room. However, love is always present in authentic ways of being. You still feel love when you're dancing around and you're happy and you're just excited. And you also feel love when you feel the peace and calm in your life. So that's always present. However, the opposite is fear-based. So when you source yourself from a place of fear and create ways of being, such as cynical, depressed, unmotivated, angry, sad, despondent, hopeless, you know, the list goes on, then that's all connected to fear. Anytime you're feeling any of those emotions, those ways of being, you're also connected and feeling fear. And whatever you focus on that you don't want is what you're going to get. Whoever you're being is going to inform you on what action to take, what to do or say. And it's also going to give you what you have in life. It's going to give you a result. So it really comes from being. One of the things I talk about in my book is the importance of being. If you can just get that down, you're just always being authentic, guaranteed happiness, guaranteed success.
That's beautiful. I'm talking with Sterling Mire, the AOM System, Manifestation Mastery in 30 Days. And you also do, obviously, one-on-one and consulting.
I do. I work with people one-on-one. One-on-one. I also have a video series on my website. I also work with groups, small groups, like 6. And I also have the book. So yeah. I mean, I wanted to make sure that each and every person has access to this system because it's your birthright to create heaven on earth, your version of an ideal life. It wants you just as much as you want it. It's just we need some tools. We need a step-by-step guide. So that's why I created the AOM system, because there were no step-by-step guides, which was frustrating me when I was reading all these books. I'm like, this is great information, but I close the book and I go, my life's not changed. I don't know what to do. I just read a beautiful review this morning about the book on Amazon. Somebody said, oh, I give this 10 stars, and the book is better, it goes way deeper, and it's way better than The Secret. And that was my intention, was to create a book that didn't just talk about what's possible, but actually gave you clear-cut, step-by-step pathway in order to bring all of this into fruition, in order for you to access a perfect life. Because it's so doable and it's been proven. So I say, why not? Why not? So I made it accessible to everybody in the world, because it's what everybody wants. Everybody wants the same thing. Nobody wants to suffer. Everybody wants happiness and success in their lives. And you can certainly get it. And this system does just that. I will say there's no freestyling. I will say you have to follow the steps exactly the way it's created. I did all the grunt work. I did all the hard work. I made sure there was nothing extraneous. I made sure that it was the most streamlined system there could possibly be. Everything is a critical working part in this. It has to be done the way it is designed, but it truly, truly works. And I experimented with doing it and cutting corners and this and that. It just doesn't work. So, but we have the knowledge now, and we have the tools, and we have the path with the map, the manual for life.
Beautiful. Sterling, tell us a little bit about availability. You mentioned Amazon for the book.
The book is on Amazon, yes, and Barnes and Noble.
Yeah. So, and again, I would urge people, if you will, go into your local Barnes and Noble and have them get it in. Patronize local when and if you can. I know independent booksellers there aren't many left, but your Barnes and Noble still hiring people in your community, renting property, etc. So that helps keep the local economy better. So if you can, but you can find it on Amazon. I'm still amazed, and I know I've said this for a couple of years since the early days of the pandemic, how you could order the book today and get it tomorrow is beyond me. And Sterling, I'll never forget. I had someone say that an interview that I did with someone the next day, they said, well, I got the book and I love it. And it's like, this is pandemic. How did you get the book? Well, I ordered it on Amazon and they delivered it. Like, I'm still in awe. I don't know, in my most paranoid times, are they reading our minds and know what we want to do and getting closer and closer? I don't really believe that, obviously, but it's amazing that people can get the access to a book delivered to them like the next day, 2 days or whatever. It's amazing.
Yeah, and they keep printed copies on the shelf, so they just grab it, just like anything else they grab and send to you in a day.
Yeah, I still, I don't know obviously, I don't know. If I did, I would be, I guess, a billionaire with Jeff Bezos. But it still fascinates me. Where, how does it get there so quickly? Where does it come from? Where's the warehouse? How could they have everything in stock there? But they do somehow get it to you. So that's a wonderful way to get it also. When you think about the system and all the successes that people have had with the AOM system, the book I'm talking about right now, not so much the personal working with someone, that's got to be very gratifying also, because when you get a review like that, when you hear people, and when you mentioned The Secret, I know younger listeners, I'm sure, are not familiar with The Secret, which was popular, God, I don't know, a couple of decades ago, maybe a long time ago.
Yeah, decade. It seems it was Yeah.
A while back. Yeah,
A decade, 15 years, 20 years, what's the difference?
it's no, it's just younger people may not be aware of that, but
Yeah,
it was not, how do I want to say, not, yours is instructional. Yours is
right. A
it's
lot of
not,
people have seen the secret video. You see that all the time on, whether on some smart app. There's always the secret video. I see it populating all the time. I think a lot of people are aware of it. But unfortunately, I also witnessed reading groups who had read it, and they were lit up as they were reading it. And then after they stopped reading it, their spirits
yeah.
kind of, they just went down, and the light went out. And I just thought, gosh, this is unfortunate. I feel for them because they had so much hope, and then they finished reading the book, and they went back to being kind of hopeless and giving up. And it was, you know, upsetting for me to see this because I thought, oh, it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way.
Are you good for a little bit longer? Just a little.
Yeah.
Okay. Ladies, it's top of the hour. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Louis B. Free Radio Show, Brain Food from the Heartland, copyright Be Free Radio Limited 2022, produced by the lovely Miss Bunnyface in cooperation with White Rabbit Productions. I am talking with the wondrous Sterling Mire. Website is getyourlifenow.com, getyourlifenow.com. The AOM System, incredible book, Manifestation Mastery in 30 days. And again, you don't find a lot of real mastery in 30 days. Some people, right? Some people may say that's got to be overstated, but you know it, and you know it works in 30 days. And you continue, obviously, after the 30 days, but you know it works. What do you say to people that might be, I hate to say this, Sterling, a little skeptical? It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I get it, manifestation mastery, 30 days?
Yeah.
Help
Well,
me with my question.
I'm a real skeptic. I'm a real skeptic. I used this system in my life for 5 years, meaning I documented everything. There would be a year I didn't use it because I was like that skeptical. I'm like, yes, it was working incredibly for me, but I'm like, is this a fluke? Did I just get lucky this year? What? So I really, really tested it with myself. But then I didn't stop there. I got a blind test group of 15 people for a year,
Wow.
and I had them apply it to their lives. And then eventually I went from there and offered it to the public. And the 30 days thing was what actually happened. That's what happened. I didn't give it that moniker. It's what happened. I've been doing this for a decade now with the public. So what I noticed was that I was getting those kind of results in 30 days. And that's where that title came from. It earned itself.
That's great.
When I say this, sure, there's always more to learn. I've been doing this, my system's 22 years old. I've been doing it 22 years. I'm still getting breakthroughs. I'm still getting things on levels I never did before. I got it before, but now I'm getting it on a whole nother level. Choosing faith versus fear at all times, no matter what is surrounding you, no matter what is happening in your world, no matter what. So when I review in 30 days with my clients, all areas of their life has changed dramatically, notably, with tangible results. Now, if you can produce that in 30 days, I call that being a master, because you just transformed all areas of your life: health, finances, career, relationships, travel and adventures, hobbies, all the things that make up our lives. So if you can produce those results in 30 days and all areas are different, I think I would call you pretty much a master, right? But like I said, there's always more to go. There's always more to go and grow. And that's the beauty of it, because if there was some kind of dead end road, like, oh, I'm at the end of my road,
I
what do
bet.
we have to live for? We have nothing new to discover. We have no, levels of awareness, and evolution is a beautiful thing. We want to elevate our lives and then take it a little higher and expand and deepen and grow and that's a beautiful thing. There's so much to discover and it's so fun. So I'm glad there's no end.
That's and that's beautifully stated. Some of your clients, again, can we talk about some of your corporate clients?
Some of the corporations I've worked with,
Yeah.
I've worked with Google, Hilton, Hyatt, Lifetime Channel, let's see, Beverly Wilshire Hotel. I was on television for the Grammys just last year as a guest panel speaker.
Wow.
On ETV, Entertainment. So that was a lot of fun. So yeah, I've worked with a lot of small businesses as well. I still work with a lot of small businesses, help them to have the happiness and success that a small business, a large business wants. You're going to have more productivity. You're going to have less turnover. You're going to have less sick days. You have less office politics and dramas and all of that. And you're going to get productivity, and you're also going to get happiness and harmony amongst the people who work there.
Again, working with, and I'm sure some of it's confidential, but I won't name one of them, but these are big companies. When you're working with, I don't want to name it, one of them in particular. When you're working with one of them or any of them, what do they say? Sterling, help us. What? Is that okay if I ask that?
I custom make a plan with my clients. We talk about, sometimes it'll be a big event where they want to give back to their clients. It'll be a sort of a event bigger than a party.
Yeah.
And so they would have me, talk to impart this knowledge and manifesting, and it would be this discussion that I would have with their clients. If it's small business, sometimes it's one-on-one, sometimes it's in a big group, things like that. So it's really, we create something, everything's creatable. So we just create what it is that they would like to do, and how, I can contribute that which I know about. So we just work it out that way. And I also work with a lot of like A-list celebrities and big influencers. That's the new celebrity that we have too.
Yes.
Our influencers on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. So I work with them as well. I've worked with all kinds of people. I can't think of a profession that I haven't worked with. Doctors and therapists, lawyers and entrepreneurs, musicians, artists, creatives, you name it, bankers.
Wow. It's incredible, really is, how diverse, how different they all are. I love that when people say influencers, because I was watching something where a young kid was being interviewed. They were talking about where they wanted hopes for the future. They wanted to be an influencer on, I can't remember, Instagram or TikTok or whatever, things that didn't exist when I was younger. You want to be an influencer? What is that?
It's the new rock star.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. Believe me, I see it, and I get it. I see how that grows, and that's interesting. You said YouTube. You've got a new YouTube channel.
I do. I'm really excited about it. And that is called the AOM Art of Manifestation channel. AOM Art of Manifestation channel. AOM, obviously, for the system and art of manifestation, so people understand what is this channel consist of, right? So this is going to be launched on Tuesday, August 16th.
Oh, it's not. Oh, great. August.
Yeah, it's brand new. It's brand new. It's new and improved. It's wonderful. The content that's coming out is awesome. It's going to be great. I'm so excited. And what I'm doing is I'm offering the public, if you subscribe between now and August 21st,
Okay.
if you subscribe and email me that you have subscribed, I will give you the AOM System Manifestation Mastery in 30 days for free.
Wow, that's fantastic. So they can sign on now to
Subscribe, click
subscribe.
the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, email me, let me know that you've done that, and then you can have the book for free. Yeah, and you can email me at info@getyourlifenow.com, or simply
That's
go to
up
the
on the site.
website and fill in the form, whichever way that you'd like to do it. But just let me know that you've done that so that you can get your copy of the AOM System Manifestation Mastery in 30 days. They'll give you about a window of a week or so. So I say, yeah, do it today.
Yeah, get on it and do it and
Get
subscribe.
on it.
What
Yeah.
can you give us a peek into some of what you're gonna have on?
Oh yeah, I'm going to have information, tips about mastering the manifestation process. We're going to be talking about how and why our lives look the way they do and how to do something about that. I also have a lot of well-known guests on my show where they talk about their manifestation secrets, such as Harlan Williams. He's a top comedian. He's been in over 70 feature films. He was in Dumb and Dumber, Down Periscope, Something About Mary, Half Baked, all these movies, comedy movies. He's had HBO stand-up specials. He's just done so much, and he's also a very successful visual artist, musician. He does anything that he wants to do or he envisions, he does happily and successfully. Film writer. Puppy Dog Pals is his animated show on Disney. He's he created that and did that. Children's books. He's authored a lot of books. What am I leaving out? I mean, he's done everything.
Wow. I mean, you're leaving something out. That's pretty broad.
And what's amazing is that I've known him for a very long time. So I have witnessed how he's manifested these things. And what I've noticed is that it's very simple. In other words, I watch him, it gets a concept, an idea, inspiration carries him through it. He has no doubt, brings it into fruition. It's seamless, it's effortless, it's amazing how it's almost as if as soon as he envisions it, it's already so, it's already a fact, it's already tangible in the physical realm. So I interview him, and he's going to be the very first guest on this show that's launched on the 16th of August. And I interview him to ask him his manifestation secrets.
Next week.
How did you create all this? Yeah.
The 16th is next week, so it's coming soon. And I found it, and I'm going to have a separate link up to your YouTube channel for people. You can subscribe. I just did.
Good. Excellent.
Yeah, and it's very simple to subscribe to a YouTube channel. Again, folks, if I can do it with my low tech stuff, you can do it. You just click on it and
click on a button. Click on a button. It's free. You're not signing up to a mailing list. If you want to sign up to mine, you're more than welcome to. You can do that through my website. But it is easy, and it's hassle free, and it really makes it. Everybody makes a huge difference. I mean, I am climbing a little mountain here, and it's going to take a village. But I really want to see this come to fruition and flourish, because I truly believe that we can bring heaven on earth. It's just a matter of getting the word out, getting the message out, letting people know. I mean, I was telling my editor just yesterday, I said, if you could have a cure for cancer, but if people don't know about it, it doesn't matter. So it's really important that awareness and accessibility to this information is just critical for the success of it.
And that's interesting. Again, that you want to get it out there and that you're offering the book free for people that subscribe between now and, would you say the 20, should have written
The
it
21st.
21st. So you go there and we've got the link up, and it's very, very easy to find the AOM Mastery, Sterling Mire. The book, of course, available on Amazon and, as you said, in Barnes and Noble. And you've got a couple more minutes, just a little bit more about your website, Sterling, if you don't mind.
Yeah, my website again is getyourlifenow.com. It's really chock full with lots of information. There's incredible blogs on there that are really helpful, tips and things like that, really, to live a magical life. And there's also incredible stories and testimonials on there, so inspiring. And keep in mind that these testimonials were actually written within 2 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks of using my system. Yes.
Wow.
So you'll read these testimonials, and some of them are really long, and you think, what did they work with her for like a year? Like, how did this,
Yeah, how does it happen?
But it's actually just 2 to 4 weeks these testimonials were written.
That's
Yeah.
incredible, Sterling. That is incredible. You mentioned about physical health, that people are able to cure. Is that the deal?
Yeah.
What can you tell us? Yeah, I've got some emails about that. If
Yeah.
you could
I
tell us
mean,
more
through
about
the system, people have been able to cure themselves. We were designed to heal ourselves. I mean, we are designed to heal. That's why when we get a cut, it heals. That's proof of it. So we are designed to make ourselves sick, and we can make ourselves well. And stress is a great way to make ourselves ill.
Sure.
We know that, right? So if we can make ourselves sick, we can make ourselves well. And it's living as if it's so. You create an intention, because there's no such thing as the past, there's no such thing as the future. We have to be rooted in truth in order to really access our abilities. We have to be in alignment with the universal laws and truths, that which is truly true. So setting an intention, that I am healed, or whatever it is that you want to create, and your experience of it, that's important too. What is it that you want, and what is your experience of getting or having what you want? And then you live as if it's so. And this is tricky for people only because they're not practiced at it. That's all. That's all. It's like anything. I didn't even know how to use my electric toothbrush when I first got it.
That's
I had to practice. I'm like all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean,
Great,
it goes for anything. It's just practice. We are practiced in the opposite kind of way. So we had to learn that. So in order to unlearn that and practice something new, it's just consistency. Practice and consistency. Those are the 2 keys. That's it. So if you practice with consistency, it shall be there. So you live as if it is so. I am healing. I am health. Which brings me to Anita Moorjani's book, Dying to Be Me. This woman had a near-death experience. She was dead. She had lemon-sized tumors all over her body.
Oh.
And she gives a lot of talks. You can watch her on YouTube and read her book and things like that. But she talks about how when she came back from the other side, and she really got that that she can be helped, that she can heal and all that. So what she previously thought, which is what we all kind of think, is that we're limited and et cetera, et cetera. But she came back really understanding this and knowing all I have to do is choose this. All I have to do is be it now, and it shall be. She had that advantage, but we don't need a near-death experience to be able to do what she did. So that's what she tells people. She just had it that she's already healed, that she is healing. It is happening now.
And again, one of the other things, you have to know what you want. I mean, if you want to manifest something, I could see even myself sometimes thinking, but what is that? I know something. You've got to figure that out, because you
You
can't
really
manifest it, correct? If you don't know
No,
what you're
that's
trying to
not
manifest.
necessarily, that's actually not true. A
Tell
great
me,
question,
please
by the way.
tell me.
Great question, because people ask me, well, I don't know what I want in this category, that, they might dislike their job and they want it to change, but they don't know what to do and this and that. That's okay. So what we focus on, create the experience of it. You don't have to know who, what, when, where, all the details. Focus on, what would you like to be able to say at the end of a work day? What would be a dream for you,
Yeah.
right? So focus on that. It might be that, oh my gosh, work is like play. And I feel so energized when I come home. I love all the people that I work with. They're so amazing. I really feel excited about what I do, or I'm using my talents and I'm discovering more talents about myself as I do my work. My boss is amazing and I just feel so connected to everybody. They feel like family. Maybe it's like that. You don't have to know where that's going to take place or anything. If you just create that, the universe's job is different from your job. The universe's job is to take care of the details. Well, how's that going to happen? Well, who, when, where, all these details that the universe does. Because what's interesting is, if you create that, the universe comes in and starts moving things around, kind of like a Rubik's cube, till everything lines up, moves things around. And that could mean certain things change. That could mean your boss goes and a new one comes in. I mean, it can look like a lot of different things. You might get a random weird phone call offering you a job to do something. And that's happened to me before. Long time ago, from somebody that I didn't even talk to. I didn't even know they had my number still. And I got this great offer out of the blue. So that's the universe working its magic for you. It's a cooperation. You're working with the infinite creative powers, utilizing your own infinite creative powers that are connected to the source of all. And it's a cooperation. So that's the beauty of it too. You don't have to figure all this stuff out.
Sterling, go ahead. No, you're going to say something.
I was just talking to a client the other day, and she just started and she said, oh, I really want loving, incredible, supportive, wonderful people in my life, but I have all these people that are judgmental and they're critical and they're just like complaining, and I'm so tired just hanging out with them. And so again, we created, like I was talking about, and she said, it's so weird, those people don't call me anymore. They just don't call me. And all these new people have been showing up. And I said, isn't that nice? The universe did its part, and you didn't even have to tell somebody, look, I don't know if this is a good friendship, or you didn't even have to confront the situation. And they just removed themselves and disappeared. They didn't feel like calling. It's just beautiful how it's orchestrated so perfectly.
I love that. I've got to tell you, I just got another email about you. Somebody that said, I'm going to condense it a bit, that they got your book during the pandemic and how powerful it is, and tremendous changes, positive changes Yeah. I don't want to condense it too much in their life very quickly after getting your book. And they said, I love Sterling. She's amazing. That's beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
That,
wonderful.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
lovely. What's
And
the
through the
person's name? Do you have a name? First name?
yeah, I not gonna say. I'll tell
Okay.
you later.
Hello, whoever
No,
you
I can
are.
tell you
Thank you.
later. I can tell you later.
No,
I'm
it's okay.
I'm
I'm just saying hello. Thank you, whoever you are. That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that.
beautiful, right? I mean, and you
Yeah.
get that all the time. You get that all the time. You're just wonderful. Again, getyyourlifenow.com. Getyyourlifenow.com. Of course, we've got links up at louisfreeshow.com, louisbfree.com, wfmj.com, etc. But you can go directly to that. You can get it from Amazon, the wonderful book. Subscribe to your channel. I'm going to have that direct link up to that in minutes after we talk. It's easy to find, obviously, just like you said. I've got to ask you, this is going to be a weird question. Listeners, please forgive me. Are there lights behind you that come off and on?
Yeah.
Thank you. I wanted to make sure it wasn't. I know it's going to sound weird in my head. I was chatting with a doctor. Oh, this was months ago. And he said, Louis, do you hallucinate? And I said, how would I know? He said, well, do you see things that other people don't? Well, that doesn't mean that I'm not seeing them. I mean, I wasn't being argumentative, but maybe they are unable to see things that I see. But I just had to ask because I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I just had to ask, and you gave me a lot of relief there. That yeah, I kept looking at it, thinking, and again, listeners, there's lights that fade and go back on behind Sterling Mire, and I'm glad to find out that they're real.
Well, they're so gradual and slow. It kind of does look like your eyes might be playing tricks.
Well, yeah, I thought, yeah, maybe. Oh, there they are. It would fade off. It's like, yeah, it's wonderful. You are wondrous, and I would urge people, go to the website, get the book. You can read reviews, like you said, on Amazon. Barnes and Noble can have the book for you. You can get it quickly. It's inexpensive. It's available. So get the book, read the book, go to your site, getyyourlifenow.com. And certainly there's a lot of stuff. I mean, you don't have to wait for the YouTube channel to launch, although it's just next week. There's so much on your website. You've got a great website and incredible message and work. I'm so delighted to be connected with you.
Oh, thank you, Louis. I am so honored and privileged. It's a
Honor's all
privilege
mine.
being on your show. I love staying in touch with you all the time as we do. And I just thank you. You're an incredible person. You're an incredible gift in my life. And I really thank you. I'm so glad that we've met.
I'm very shy. And people are shocked when I say introverted, but thank you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for that, Sterling.
I
I
mean
know
it.
it's sincere. Oh no, I know it is. It's just even at my age and age, I still struggle with compromise, and I need to work on that. I need to manifest something about that. So I'm getting nervous. I'm rubbing my hands together. Thank you. I know it's sincere. And I'm grateful to know you also, and to have you in our world, Sterling Mire. So we will do it again whenever. Always. Thanks, Sterling. Sterling Mire, ladies and gentlemen, on Louis B. Free Radio Show, Brain Food from the Heartland. Again, go to that website.